Precision Markets trading recap from Precision Markets coach Brian, going over my EURUSD trade that went over 20 plus R on yesterday. So let's go ahead and begin. The first things always that I focus on when it comes to trading is that there's three important things you have to have. You have to have a direction, a point of interest, and an entry. And so what I'm going to do is walk you through a top-down analysis on what I ended up using as my confluences to be able to take my trade and walk you through my whole trading narrative. So the first thing we do is we go up into our higher time frame. We're looking at our higher time frame, and right now we see that we've made a higher high. We just patched from a lower low. Price currently is in a bullish trend and it's going upward. And so we're expecting for the price to continue to go past and go ahead and make a BOS here and continue upward. So from the very first forefront, we have a bias that the market is going to continue going towards that direction. And that's what ultimately is guiding what we're expecting to see when it comes to looking at our lower time frames. So as we go down to our next time frame, we want to make sure that we can get a microscopic view of what's happening on with these candles. So we don't want to choose a time frame that's too close. So we're going to go down to our 15-minute time frame. Here in the 15-minute, what we can see is the order flow currently is bullish. So we're making higher highs and going higher. And so now what we need to find is to try to find some type of demand zone that we can use as the basis for our point of interest. We've already figured out direction, as I mentioned. Direction is going upwards. And now we need to find points of interest of where price will potentially reverse to go upwards. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a zone here. All right, so here we have a demand zone for the 15-minute. And so from that, we're expecting for price to continue going towards this direction, right? And so what we're looking to see is we have a valid pullback. We have a valid pullback. So now we want to go to an even smaller time frame to look at what's macroscopically going down. So it can range from multiple time frames. Just for the sake of this trade, I'm going to go down to the 15 seconds. And not every BOS, not every chalk is a strong move, but we want to look for the right ones. And so right now, I'm not seeing what looks like to be a strong move for different various reasons, but we're going to wait patiently until we get that. So we end up getting what looks to be here a strong movement. We get one BOS. Let's see. Yeah, this would be definitely what I consider to be a strong movement. We get a move downward. And boom, this is right here where I chose for my entry. And this would be about good. When it comes to stop loss placement, I let the market structure determine that. I don't have a set stop that I use. When it comes to targeting, let's talk about targets. So if the market's going to continue going in this up direction, it needs to go and continue past this high. So that's the first place that we know that it has to hit, right? And so let me extend this out just a little bit, but I was willing to hold it past this high because I just expect for price to continue going upwards with the reaction that I possibly get from the news. So let me just go ahead and extend this out just a little bit more. We'll just go ahead and set this thing to 20R, right? And we have higher time frames supporting that too, because if we go back and look at this also should be, if we go to the 4 hour, yep, that would be considered the high of the 4 hour. Well, we'd already make a BOS in 4 hour. This would be the last high it has to break. So we're going to go back down to the 15-minute, right? And I'm just going to let this play out real slowly. Price goes upwards. Price continues going upwards. And then we end up having our news that's about to hit on the next candle. Now, based upon what I understood from fundamentals, being an econ major in college, I was expecting for price to continue going upwards based upon what we get as a news release, based upon just a couple different factors, looking at the last unemployment, looking at the amount of layoffs, etc. So I was willing to take a chance in holding this trade through news to see that does it continue going upwards. And I was rewarded for my patience. Like we talked about, this was the first kind of target from an M15 standpoint. We ended up making past this target. And at that point, I choose just round numbers to hold. So I ended up holding my trade even more. And boom, we ended up hitting our 20R target. So, yep, that's pretty much a recap of my trade. But if you want to see more trades like this and more, definitely join our precision markets community. We talk about these things and helping you to be able to improve your consistency in trading. There are all kinds of different strategies out there that all exist and that are profitable, but we want to help you find the ways that you can become consistent. So definitely leave comments under the video, but if not, go ahead and join our community, and we look forward to helping you to be able to replicate trades and a thought process just like this.